How's it going, fam? Welcome back to the What's Up Eddie channel, Divine Therapy Sessions, and of course, I'm the one and only Eddie. So glad to have you guys back, and these are my Divine Therapy Sessions. Hey guys, this video is just more of informational, the direction that I want to take. I've taken a little break off because I needed to reflect, I needed to think about things in more detail, more depth. I'm going through trauma work as well as diving back into my shadow. Those of you who don't know what that means, essentially that's me going, looking at the past, stuff that had wounded me, right? In the process of looking at it, I look at multiple parts of it, right? I look at how that person hurt me, acknowledge it, right? Acknowledge how I feel about it. And then upon figuring out what they did to me, how do I respond? Now, how do I bring that into my present? And when I figure out how I do that in my present, then I realize, okay, now do I do that to other people? And when I figure out that portion of it, then I realize, so what you're doing is it's levels of one traumatic situation. And some of us actually submerge or we suppress even the incident in itself. So if you do that, that's unworked trauma. So when you go through it and acknowledge it and then figure out how it affects you in the present moment, it's really it's healthy, man. It will help you to grow. That's why I have changed. If you've seen me from the beginning videos to now, and even just being a part of the sobriety journey, I had to change the way that I thought about things. And the only reason why I changed it is because I dived into the past. I stopped suppressing things. So what I want to do, you guys, is I haven't talked about this because, well, there's many reasons why I haven't. One of the big ones was old programming. I haven't talked about my childhood abuse, and I haven't talked about the abuse that I go through to the present day. And I think I'm getting called by, I'm getting that inner nudge. And those who are spiritual out there, I'm getting called by Spirit to speak about this because they're telling me that there's people in the world who are not only going through the same things, but also have gone through it in the past. And those things are essentially, you guys, it's karma. Like, you have to burn through karma while you're here on planet Earth. And that could be, it happens to us for many reasons, right? You could have done something in the past life. So, like, I don't remember my past lives. It's something that I'll probably learn later. But I know, so the things that I've gone through, I know, so, like, my belief system is that, like, we have a blueprint before we get here. And so there's commitments, there's milestones that we'll meet within this journey. And so for me, like, when I look back at it, like all the detriment and trauma and trials and tribulations that I went through as a kid, there's no doubt in my mind that either I had done something in my past life that wasn't acceptable, or I was practicing things that I shouldn't have been doing. I don't know what it is. I'm sure that I want to do past life regression. I also want to do like the hypnotherapy so I can figure out what has happened to me. So because there is some suppressed trauma within my childhood. I believe that there's a lot that hasn't been told. But you guys, I'm a seer. I can see in the spiritual realm. I can see the future. I can also see the past. There's something, I don't know exactly why I'm unable. I think I suppressed it for so long, but I do believe that there is some trauma within. If I had to make an educated guess, I think that there was sexual trauma. Also, I believe that there's something around my birth that hasn't been told to me, and I think there's a reason for that. And I'm engaging through it right now. And my guides, the people so we all have loved ones that pass, right? My belief in doing the research within spiritual confines, I've found that our ancestors end up becoming our spirit guides, and they aid us and help us, right? And we can transition, right? Like we have, so if you meet a milestone or if you evolve, a new set of guides come in, right? And so like I can feel the transition. It's no longer the same. I don't have the same feelings of when I'm getting those intuitive messages. It feels like it's coming from someone else. So I know that I know energetically there are beings around me, and they're changing the way that I think about things, and I could just feel it. I'm an empath as well. I'm a very, very strong psychic. I think that I'm going to be doing major work within the mediumship. I haven't fully awakened, like I'm just in the initial portions of this, and I make this channel. I haven't like I had this breakthrough because I was watching this really gifted tarot reader, and she does tarot a little differently, right? But like she doesn't feed off of people's wounds. There's a lot of tarot people that do that. She does it a little differently, and she was just speaking to me, and I found that like in this place where I'm at right now, it's why I made this channel, right? And I had the light bulb moment go on, and I realized just the name of the channel, right? It's What's Up, Eddie, right? And it's my divine therapy session. And I came up with the name because I like NF, and he talks about the past. Like you think about people who've gone through trauma, and they use their trauma and transmute it into something that's bigger and grander, right? Because their mission is to help others, and that's really what's in my heart space. It's why the people who work against me, they're not having success, because in all actuality, I mean what I say, and I'm actually doing the work. See, and I'm being guided by God. And when that happens, those other people don't realize that at the end of the day, you're being used by God to teach me. If that makes any sense, that'll blow your mind, right? Like if you think about it this, you guys, the devil's already been defeated, right? Why is he allowed here? Think about it. Think about just the readings in the Bible. You hear. I remember a passage that's coming to my mind is that when Jesus he casted out a demon, and the demons and the demon told Jesus, because he's scared of Jesus. He said, "I thought we're going to be okay until the appointed time." And so essentially what he was saying is that he already knows the detriment that's coming to him, the abyss, the eternal fire that he's going to be casted into. So he was telling Jesus, because Jesus has power. He is the angel child, right? Think about this in terms, look at, just because we think about Jesus, yes, he's grand. He's amazing. But just because that time has passed and we're in the time period now, you think that there's not prophets still today? Of course there is. We just don't talk about it like that anymore. There could be, if you think about it like this, you guys, you don't think that there's reincarnations of Jesus? You don't think there's reincarnations of Gandhi? Of course there is. We do this rotation many times until we ascend, learn, go back home. And that's essentially what you're trying to do. This is the last periods. There's a prophecy going on at the end of the day. But I'm going into teacher mode. I think what I'm trying to say, if I'm trying to say anything to you guys, is that I want to. The reason why I made this channel is to help people to realize that, because most people are like, they look at this and they're like, dude, are you dumb? Why are you talking about trauma? Why are you putting all your business out there? I'm putting it out there. Well, I don't care what you think. But the reason why I'm putting it out there is for the people who are wounded, the people who are going through pain, the people who have gone through exactly what I've gone through. And I'm trying to show you that you can get out of that space and really move into this world where that old stuff doesn't hinder you anymore. It's difficult. I understand the process. I get it. I've been hindered and wounded severely as a kid. And that's why I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about this, you guys. I'm going to dive deep within my childhood, and I'm going to explain to you the cursed I'm going to go from stage to stage, and I'm going to gear it up all the way to the present. And everyone in which are karmic, I'm going to tell you my karmic contracts. I'm going to tell you the abuse of family. And I wasn't just abused by one person. This was a collective. This was a village process. It's like I said in my last video, it takes a village to raise a child. It also takes a village to hurt that and wound that person. I'm going to show you true narcissism. I'm going to show you tactics in which these people gaslit. I'm going to show you tactics in which they were narcissists. I'm going to show you what people have been hiding this whole time. I know, see, what people don't understand is when you're a seer, because people are denying, they already knew as a child what I was. They knew because somebody knew within the beginning of my birth. They knew that I was meant for something. I think that when you think about I don't know what the Eastern Star. I think some people are born at a certain time period, and I was born within the time where it's in perfect alignment. And I'm not trying to say that like I'm like Jesus or something, but what I am trying to tell you is this: is that I think that I was meant to make great change within this realm, and I believe that everything that I went through, even if these people are really terrible people and they've made mistakes, at the end of the day, why are they doing it? Because they went through the same things, right? Everything was meant to happen the way that it's happened because it's taught me to be able to, I've transcended and overcame adversity. And this adversity was strong. So I'm really being called to, and I'm nervous about it. I'm scared. I'm scared because, I've been programmed, like I said before, I've been programmed to keep quiet. As a child, I was told to be quiet. I was, and I would say a picture of how I had to keep quiet is I had to wear long sleeves to cover the bruises on my arms from being beaten by a broomstick or beaten by a belt. I couldn't tell my teachers what were going on, but I had tics going on in my face. I was having tics, right? And that happened because who has it as a child? Because I was being abused in secret. And then I had to keep that secret. No kid is supposed to keep those secrets deep within his heart space. That stuff causes problems, right? And the tic was just a manifestation of those problems. And that's just a small story, a small tidbit as to what I'm going to reveal. But I'm telling you this information, and I'm going to start from the beginning, and I'm going to go on a series of episodes telling you the type of abuse and how it was overcame and how it was useful today, right? What is the point in telling all this stuff if we're not able to overcome it, right? And that's where the true power comes. And that's where I want to tell you, the viewer, the people out there, have you gone through misery? You can overcome it. You can get through that fear, the wall of fear, burst through it. It takes a lot of guts, but it's possible. It's possible to get onto the other side and start living the way that you were meant to live, the way God had intended for you to be. Not that abused person, not that person who's been raped, not that person who's been molested, not that person who's had to deal with terrible, terrible things, right? By people who are supposed to love you. So, yeah, I think that at the end of the day, I know that the reason why this channel was made, this is a contract that was made for sure within my life blueprint. And I think that this next stage is going to really, I'm going to grow because of it. And because I'm scared. Anything that you're scared about is worth doing, you guys. And that's a secret that's kept. And it needs to be told. Everyone needs to tell that secret. right? Anything that you keep secret is you're literally holding on to a poison and you're drinking it over and over and over, and you're thinking that it's not poison after a while, but it is. It's killing you. And that's what secrecy does to people. And we've been taught and trained to think that like I've been trained as a kid not to tell because you're going to ruin the family. You're going to make us look bad. Well, guess what? You already look bad. So do I. Let's help people grow from this point. That's true honesty. And you guys, I think my biggest fear was this, is retaliation. Even though that I'm being abused today, I finally put a point at the end of this now where I said, you know what? I'm no longer going to let this happen. I blocked everybody. And so I'm going to tell my story so you guys know too, is that your worst enemy at the end of the day sometimes could be your family. I'm telling you, most of them are karmic, and they're working together to gaslight me. And they've been effective because at the end of the day, I have empathy, compassion. I truly care about what others think. And that's actually a detriment. You know what I mean? And so it's been used against me. And so I think at the end of the day too is you got to think about it like this, is that why am I doing what I do? Is to help. And it's character building, right? And that's what I want to teach people, is that like we don't need to let that past gauge how we are today anymore. We can overcome that. And that's all I got, you guys, on this one. It went a little bit longer than I wanted it to. Yeah, guys, I love you guys. I love the followers that I have today. I know a lot of you guys are learning, and hopefully I'm inspiring you to be better and do better, and live a life that you have a moral compass, a moral code, and you implement values and integrity and honesty, and then start to develop altruism, a very altruistic lifestyle that is not only good for other people, but it's going to be good for you because of that mere fact. These principles are universal, and that universal principle is love at the end of the day. That's all I got, you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right.